Have you ever had everything you needed, but wasn't what you wanted? And once you had everything you wanted, you realized it wasn't what you needed? Sounds a lot like me. I had everything I needed right by my side. A family that loved me, friends that cared about me, and a man that loved me more than anything. But this just wasn't enough for me. My ambition was stronger than all the love that surrounded me. I grew up in a small neighborhood with my parents and my younger brother. We were very poor. So poor, we sometimes weren't able to afford the necessary. My parents worked very hard to give me a decent life. However, I was not grateful of this. Instead, I lived a resentful life full of jealousy towards anyone that had better opportunities than me. My ultimate goal? Living the grinding poverty of the place I lived in. I just didn't understand. Why me? I was smart and beautiful. Why did I have to live this life? Why? I deserved better. Yes, I was very ambitious, but I was planning to make my way up to the top by working really hard and getting an education. But unexpectedly, my plans changed. My 15-year-old brother started having health problems, but the doctors at the public clinic didn't know what was causing him to randomly pass out. He was the star of his football team. He was smart and hardworking. The doctors recommended us to practice deeper tests on him to check for any diseases, but of course, we couldn't afford it. On the day he had impatiently been waiting for the last month, he claimed that he was feeling good and was good to go. I remember hugging him one last time and him telling me,
I love you so much. You're my inspiration. This one goes to you. I'll be seeing you.
a couple minutes later, he was in an ambulance on the way to the hospital. There, we finally found out what was wrong with him, a rare heart disease that affected 1 in 1 million. Because of the disease was too advanced, the doctors couldn't do much for him. He died that same night, surrounded by his loved ones and with a big smile on his face because his team had won. The day of his funeral, I had a lot of mixed emotions. I was sad. I couldn't believe what was happening, but mostly, I was angry at life and blamed poverty for my brother's death. I saw on his name, standing right in front of his grave, that I would never be poor again, that I would leave the poverty I lived in, no matter what I had to do or who I had to screw over in order to reach my goal as fast as I could. Through everything that was happening in my life, there was one person that was always by my side, Noel, the love of my life. He was the cutest, most sweetest guy I knew. We grew up in the same neighborhood and knew each other our whole lives. We were going out a couple years ago, but I broke up with him because he didn't have enough money to take me out on nice dates. Although he was helping me a lot, and I was deeply in love with him, I couldn't let him get between me and my goals. It all changed when I found out my best friend Andrea was in love with him. I was filled with jealousy and hate, so I got back with Noel. My biggest aspiration, other than being rich, was becoming a successful lawyer, and Noel was studying really hard to become a doctor in order to meet my expectations and fulfill my dreams. But I knew that although I loved Noel, I would have to leave him sooner or later to achieve my goals quickly. Because of my academic excellence, I attended one of the most prestigious high schools in the country and wanted to continue with my college education in one of the best universities, but they didn't offer scholarships. One of my professors, Professor Adam Smith, one of the best lawyers in the country, offered to help me.
I will pay for your college education, including books and transportation, as long as you're the best of your class. Stay focused and work as my assistant.
We have a deal.
She replied. More of an opportunity to get my education, I saw this as an opportunity to make him fall in love with me and get me out of poverty. Of course he was older, but does that two-digit number compares to all the money he has in his bank account? I don't think so. It was not hard at all. He fell in love with me very quickly and asked me to marry him. I had never been happier to say yes in my entire life. I was finally going to leave the poverty I had lived in and have everything a queen like me deserved.
I don't understand.
Noel said,
I love you. How could you do such a thing?
I'm sorry, but if I stay with you, it's going to take a long way to get what I want, and I need it fast.
replied Paris.
Paris, please, don't do this to me. I love you.
Love is not enough. Love will buy me a limited edition Givenchy alligator teeth and skin diamond embroidered handbag.
Now I kept begging every day, begging me to stay with him, but I would slam the door right on his face. Things were different the day before my wedding. I looked through him and made love to him. I made him think that I would not marry Adam. I told him to meet me on the outside of the city, but I never went to him. While he was desperately waiting for me, I was walking down the aisle to my new, better life. I was the person all hated the most. Although we loved each other, I had killed his love towards me. I loved no one but myself. My heart was full of ambition. I thought marrying Adam was the best decision of my life. I was treated like the queen I was. I had everything I always wanted. I traveled throughout the world, Europe, Australia, Africa, just every place you could think of. But the one I loved the most was Paris. I was named after this city, and I finally knew why. It was beautiful, just like me. The city of love. And it really was the city of love. I fell in love with him, with Adam, there, my king. My life was perfect. I lived happily for 6 years. I graduated college and worked with Adam as a lawyer. As soon as I graduated and got my degree, we were the power couple, winning every single case they put in front of us. But nothing lasts forever, and no matter how much you hide lies and secrets, they always find a way to float up to the surface. We were in charge of the biggest case of the year. Adam was accused of fraud towards one of his clients' company. He made me stay out of it and let him take care of it himself. Next thing I know, he lost everything.
I lost my career, all my money, my properties. I have nothing. Nothing but you. Please promise me that you'll be strong. We'll fix this, I promise.
But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't go back to how I was before now that I was at the top, once I had everything I always wanted. Adam went out for a walk and found Noel. Noel was now an important and well-known doctor. They talked about me. And Noel told them everything about us. Everything that happened before the wedding. He knew everything. He knew that I had married him because of his money, and it destroyed him. I couldn't stay with him and go through poverty again. I was quickly packing all of my stuff so I could leave before he came back home. But he came sooner than I expected. I could see the hate in his blue eyes full of tears. Without saying a single word, he grabbed me by my hair and took me out to the street, with nothing but what I had on.
This is where you belong. I never should have taken you from where you belong. You're a horrible person, and this is too much for you because all you deserve is hell.
I needed to do something fast. I couldn't go back to my parents and sleep there again. That was not an option. But John, Adam's best friend, was. He was one of the richest men in the country. I knew he liked me, so I decided to use him. I went to him and made up a story about how bad Adam had treated me over a misunderstanding. I told him,
I have nowhere to go, and I don't want to make my parents get all worried over something that we're soon going to fix.
I would let you sleep here, but I don't want any misunderstandings with Adam.
John said.
I don't have any cash with me, so I can't give you anything.
I convinced him into signing his name on a piece of paper with his bank account information so I could get some money. But instead, I wrote a legal document in which I became the absolute owner of everything he had. I then went to my parents so I could take them with me and travel around the world. But when I got there, John and Adam had already told them everything. My dad couldn't resist the disappointment. He suffered a heart attack and died. At his funeral, everyone looked at me and then looked away. All the people that were once my friends now hated me. I was trying to get close to my dad, but my mom didn't let me.
This is all your fault, Paris. You're evil. I don't even recognize you anymore. You're dead to me. I don't ever want to see you again. All you wanted was money. Now you have it. Enjoy it on your own.
I got to the one that was now my house. It was beautiful. I had many people to my service. Just what I always wanted, but for some reason I wasn't happy. I had everything I wanted, but lost what I needed. I was all alone. Everybody hated me, even my mother. I screwed up everyone that loved me and cared for me. I left the love of my life broken into little pieces, with no feeling other than hate towards me. Just like Adam said, I deserve nothing but hell. My life went from being surrounded by love to being surrounded by contempt. I had everything, but I had nothing. I walked up to my room, put my best outfit on, did my makeup, and then sat in front of my beautiful golden diamond chandelier and wrote this. What would I have done different if I knew then what I know now? All I want to say is that I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. There's nothing else to say. By the time someone reads this, it'll probably be too late. Because just sitting here, looking at my chandelier, I know there's nothing else to do. There's no other way out. Goodbye.